Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gerard Don, and I work at Bax Innovation. I'll start with a short introduction about Bax and the work that we do, and then I'll dive into the testimonial. So Bax is a collaborative innovation consultancy. We work with change makers across the EU to build pilots, tools, and solutions, with the goal to take on Europe's most pressing societal and environmental challenges. We've been around for over 35 years, and at the moment we are a team of 75 working with partners and clients from all over Europe. We are mission driven with a focus on sustainability across different sectors and challenges. So our aim is really to support and scale meaningful innovations. And that can be technologies, but it can also be social innovations or new business models or financial ways of working or policy, for example. And of course, to tackle societal challenges, you need to include end users and different stakeholders, from the start. And that's, of course, also where the multi-actor approach immediately comes in. And I would say that's in that sense very much ingrained into the DNA of our and the nature of our work as a company. And our large network of partners and clients are also include the different types of stakeholders of the quadruple helix that you were also discussing before. So that includes industry, academia, public authorities, NGOs, and SMEs. We try to also work in making sure like we speak the language of these different actors, but also we make them speak their languages between each other if that makes sense. If you would link that to the Menti question earlier, sometimes we represent business, but more often than that, we represent the actor that supports and facilitates the multi-stakeholder collaboration. We are quite multidisciplinary and work across different topics and challenges, and also many times at the intersection of them. My personal background is in sustainable business, and I focus on nature and agriculture and sustainable land management. Just to close that off, within the, let's say, mission to build these pilots and solutions, we focus on 6 types of services. So that's knowledge-based consulting, alliance building, funding support, tool development, pilot deployment, and communication strategies. I think for today, mostly alliance building, funding support are let's say, the relevant ones to focus on. And in that, we work with various European programs, different Horizon programs, also EIT, Intrac, Live, I3, and specific EIB programs such as ELENA. So enough about Bax, and maybe let's dive into the proposal testimonial. A bit of an overview. It was a Cluster 6 call, destination governance, innovation action. Innovation action means it's less research heavy than many Horizon Europe calls and a bit more focused on practical implementation. Farmers were really a main end user of the call topic, but policymakers and society as a whole were also important stakeholders mentioned. In the end, our proposal consisted of 17 partners from 10 different countries with quite a good geographical balance across the different regions, let's say, and also including the full quadruple helix. And the project also works with 10, let's say, on the ground pilot cases from those different regions. Our role as Bax was to support the coordination of the proposal development together with the coordinator. And in this case, we also are part of the consortium as a partner with a few roles on communication and exploitation. We also have a role to support the different pilots when it comes to being financially ready. And we have a role on natural capital assessment, which is a service that our nature and agri team specializes in. And then a bit about the process that we went through with this specific project. So it started really with an initial, let's say, concept note, quite similar, I guess, to the fact sheet that Katarina also mentioned, that we developed together with the coordinator. And based on that, we started to reach out and gather a core group of committed and complementary partners. And together with that core group, we really focused on refining and further developing the concept. And I think, yeah, quite early from the start, we focused on working out the impact logic of the project using an objective builder canvas, which kind of helps also frame conversations to really find solutions to the call topic challenges and see what are the unique selling points of the of the project and of the partners' experiences. And yeah, coming to a list of key results together with this group. And from that kind of follows the work package structure, after which the specific work package leads kind of coordinate within work packages to draft tasks and deliverables. And after having a draft, missing partners were, let's say, onboarded based on gaps identified while making this work package structure. And in the end, there's like one final proposal writer, which in our case was Bax, that used all the draft inputs from recurring meetings, from template information, and with several feedback iterations that were open to the whole consortium. And then lastly, to reflect a bit on some lessons learned. I think first of all, it's really important to spend time together, can be online, of course, to brainstorm and build relationships and understand each other's priorities, and build a common vision. Because in the end, there's just very different perspectives if you have a multi-actor approach. And it's in the end, during the project implementation, you will have to work together towards a common vision in any case. So it's best to build this from the start. Yeah, the objective builder canvas is useful to align with the call topic, and also because the call topic already shows the different actors that the commission finds important for this specific call. So it also helps you to make sure you address the challenges of those actors, let's say. Very important to have challenge solution-based discussions in the conceptualization phase, because we've also seen examples where partners just come with a list of kind of things that they can do, or like a list of expertise, but you really need to make sure that what you're proposing as a solution ties to the challenge of defined in the call topic. And that's also something that the commission wants to fund, of course. Start on time. It sounds logical, but it's always challenging, and we'd say ideally 6 months in advance. And in this case, it was a little bit less for us, which also meant that with the summer period, it did become a little bit stretched on time. Align on core concepts. This one is quite important for multi-actor because we realized quite soon that different organizations had really different ideas in their mind about what specific definitions or what specific words meant, basically, that were important to the methodology of the project. And basically that quite important to align, of course, on what you mean, what different actors mean by the same thing. So we really had to dedicate one of our recurring online meetings to go through specific concepts and talk about a shared definition for those to then move forward. Then cater to a variety of organizational needs. I think this ties really well in with what Katarina was saying before as well, that some organizations are, of course, very used to working with Horizon proposals, typically universities, for example, whereas other organizations, for example, NGOs or SMEs, might not have the same experience. So we have kind of a standard process of collecting information, which involves both using templates as well as recurring meetings. But we realize that some, for example, the use of templates works better with some types of organizations than with others. So there, we also try to adapt and be flexible, and we'll look into how in a future development we could do that more even from the start to cater really to these different needs and maybe give a bit more specific attention to those organizations that are new to the process, for example. And then just last point, balancing co-creation and efficiency. Um, it's still, of course, a proposal preparation, and partners are committed ideally, but there's no funding yet. So you also want to be mindful of time. Um, so yeah, on the one hand, it's definitely important to always align on important decisions and direction, but also try to divide up some of the detailed work and try to save time where possible as well. Um, for example, by proposing decisions by the coordinator and then kind of in a more executive way, try to yeah, to make those decisions. I think that was it. Thanks a lot for your time and let me know if there's any questions. I wouldn't say that the difference is very big because I think it's kind of, as I kind of explained also in the start, it's kind of ingrained in our way of working in general. So I think there's always a degree of that co-creation there. I think the what might differ with yeah, with multi-actors, that sometimes there are very specific target groups included that might be really less familiar with working in a Horizon Europe project. So in that sense, it also takes more time to identify those and to onboard those, I would say. Yeah, the reality of a farmer on the field on a daily basis is very different to what is being discussed on paper, of course. So you need to take time to bring it down to that reality, let's say. No, not necessarily. But it is still good to see those seven criteria because even though we always work with quadruple helix, it does really help to make sure you incorporate it in every part of the proposal. Also, for example, in the communication dissemination approach. So yeah, I think it's a very useful tool that makes it explicit, let's say.